want to give you some strategies on how to get funding for your new business if you live in Canada. So if you're a new business owner, if you just recently registered your business, or if you were thinking about starting a business in the future. So I want to give you some strategy. Now, when you're a new business owner, when you've just started your business, your options are really limited to your personal credit, right? So you have to understand how to position your personal credit so that you can get funding with the banks and the credit unions, right? Because as a new business owner, you have no activities in terms of, you don't have any sales, you don't have any revenues, you don't have any you don't have any financial statement, you don't have, it's like you're brand new, so there's nothing that you can leverage. So the only thing that you can leverage is your personal credit. So that's why I'm going to talk to you about how to position your personal credit so you can get funding with credit unions and the big banks. Now listen, I'm going to leave my contact in the description. All right, so if you want to contact me for a one-on-one consultation, personal consultation, business consultation, or for business and mentorship program, you can contact me, or you can enroll in the funding academy that I have live. So all the information is in the description below. So now let's get into the video. So when it comes to getting funding for your new business, listen, your personal credit is the key, because right, you can leverage your personal credit to get funding from the banks, the credit unions, and the credit unions and the banks. Because listen, you have credit unions, you have banks, and then you have fintechs, and you have private lenders, right, or online lenders. The fintech organization, or the fintech service providers, they are more cash flow driven, right? So they will give you funding based on your cash flow activity, based on your revenue activity, based on you providing, financial statement, proving that, your business has been operating and you're making, and you are bringing in sales. Same thing with online lenders, right? So if you don't have that, because you're brand new business, you just started your business, you just registered your business. So your options are to leverage your personal credit. So what are some of the options? Now, you can use your existing credit cards that you have to start your business. It's not an ideal situation, right? It's not recommended, because when you're using your personal credit cards to run your business, you are damaging your credit score, your personal credit score, which is the key to getting more funding in the future, right? So it's not an ideal situation, but if that's all you have, if you have your personal credit cards, your lines of credit, if that's the only resources that you have, then you just have to use it wisely. But the ideal, the optimum situation, or the optimum scenario, is you want to use your personal credit so you can get business credit that doesn't report on the personal side, so you can use that business credit to run your business while protecting your personal credit, because you want to protect your personal credit, because that's what you're going to use to get more funding in the future. So what are your options? So as I said, if you have existing personal credit cards, you can use that. If not, then you would need to get business credit cards, right? You need to get business lines of credit, or business credit lines. So now, the banks and the credit unions, when you go to them, they will look at your personal credit, right? Now, I gotta say this, right? If you don't have any credit history, then you're not going to get funding for your business, right? Because the banks are not going to lend you money for your business if you don't have any credit history, if you haven't demonstrated that you can manage credit on the personal side. If you have bad credit, same thing. You're not going to get credit. You're not going to get funding from the banks and the credit union, right? If you have limited credit history, same thing, right? You're not going to get credit. You're not going to get funding and credit for your business from the banks and credit union, right? You want to be in the position where your credit is established, right? So a lot of the financial institution, they want to see that you've been using credit for at least 2 years, right? That's what you consider an established credit profile. Now, if you've been using credit for less than 2 years, you can still get credit. You can still get funding for your business, but you're going to get low limit credit cards, low limit lines of credit, or you might not even get any funding at all, because you have less than 2 years of credit history, right? Because a lot of the financial institution, they consider 2 years as an established credit history. That's where you want to be. You want to be at that 2 year mark, right? Because once you hit that 2 years, you've been using credit for 2 years, right? You show them that, they can see that, hey, listen, I've been using credit for 2 years. Then they will consider you as an established credit user. So So those are the, those are really the options, right? The options is your personal credit cards, or use your personal credit, leverage your personal credit to go to the banks, the credit unions, and the financial credit unions and the big banks to get funding. Now, as I said, if you have bad credit, if you have no credit, it's going to be, you're not going to get any funding. So that's why, listen, if you're thinking about starting a business, you want to start positioning your credit now, right? Don't neglect your credit. Don't neglect your personal credit, because you can leverage that in the future. You can leverage that in the present to get business funding, to get business revolving credit, right? I'm talking about lines of credit. I'm talking about credit lines, business credit cards, business overdraft, business, business credit product that doesn't report on the personal side, because you see, you want to protect, right? You want to protect and preserve your personal credit at all time by any means necessary, because that's what you're going to use. That's an asset that you're going to use in the beginning, because as I said, when you're brand new business owner, when you've just incorporated your business, when you just registered your business, you have nothing to leverage, right? All you have is it's just a business registration. That's all you have, right? So if your personal credit is not positioned properly, if your personal credit is not intact, then you can't leverage that, right? The banks are not just going to give you funding based on you registering your business. Oh, your new business you just registered. Oh, you want to start a tech company, or you want to start a construction company. Okay, you know what? Here's $100,000, or here's $20,000. No, it doesn't work like that. They want to be able to know that, okay, can we trust you? If we give you $20,000, can we trust you that you're going to pay us back? So how are they going to know? How are they going to, know if you're going to pay them back? Well, they have to look at your personal credit. They have to look at your past payment history. Okay, how have you handled? How have you managed payments in the past, credit in the past? So that's why having credit, understanding credit, protecting your personal credit is very important, because you can leverage that. You can use that to get business funding, to get business credit. Because listen, you can be a brand new business owner. If your credit is established, if your credit is positioned properly, if your credit is intact, you can get funding for your business. You can get lines of credit, business credit card, business credit line, business overdraft. You can get all these products just based upon the strength of your personal credit. So listen, if you're a business owner, do not neglect your personal